right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Against the Ropes podcast. I'm Gio Garcia here. I'm alongside Christian Mosqueda. What is this, like 176? Something like that. Getting to 200. Getting back on track, right? And yeah, as you guys can see, we have three very special guests. You guys may have seen them before. You guys have been on our podcast quite a few times now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we do have a lot of updates this time around. As you guys see, we're in a new facility here, new building. You guys probably don't recognize it yet, but you'll get familiar with it. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce them, ladies and gentlemen. To my left here, trainer, manager, chef, chauffeur, all of the above, Coach G. Thank you for joining us once again. It's always a pleasure.
Likewise.
And to Coach G's left, her fighter who's going to be fighting February 26th. You guys know who it is, man. Kid Kansas. He got it tatted right there on his legs. You guys see it? Alan Garcia. Thanks for joining us, my guy. He's cutting weight, man. He's cutting weight. He's looking ready.
Yeah, that's right.
And, of course, to our far left, our guy, strength training coach, Coach Andy, a.k.a. The Elite Smith. Welcome back, man. Welcome back.
Pleasure to be back.
Always a pleasure to have you guys, man. And as I stated, February 26th, Pomona, California, Alan Garcia, U.S. debut. How does that sound?
Sounds right. Sounds about right.
Man.
Sounds like it should have been.
How excited are you guys as the trainers, to have Alan showcase his skills here in California?
We're excited. I mean, every fight is a fight, and we take every fight serious, whether we have a crowd or not. I think we fought plenty of fights where we didn't have the big crowd, so he was able to focus really hard. But he's always focused, so I don't think fighting here at home, our home, where everybody knows him, will be a big factor. I think he'll perform very well for his fans.
Do you guys, obviously you guys are very close to Alan. You guys get any nerves, before the fight, or how do you guys feel as he's making his entrance to that ring?
I don't. No, I go in coach mode. They say I get nervous, but I don't. I just get anxious. I just want to see them out there, performing. Yeah.
Coach Andy?
No, because I see Alana as like my little brother, so I'm like, hey, Alana's gonna go in there and just whoop this guy. It's like, I have no doubt ever with him. He's like, yeah, he's just gonna beat this dude up.
Yeah, no hesitation. What about you, Alan? At this stage of your career, you're 4-0, 3 knockouts. Still very early on in your career. Are you 19 now?
Yeah, I just
19 years old.
Don't tell the ladies that, though.
And single, ladies? No, I'm just kidding. Coach G's going to get us in trouble here for making that comment.
No,
Edit that out. No. Any nerves going into the fight, or?
No, I mean, I just go out there and I do the same thing that I always do. I train hard. I eat right. I put my body through a lot, and so I'm more than excited. And I feel like having a crowd will be a big factor because I feel like I'll just pick up the energy, and it'll get me even more excited having people around me.
And speaking about that, you mentioned to us on our last interview, go check it out if you haven't already. It's up on our channel. It's about a 10-minute interview. You mentioned that you're going to have some people from Kansas coming out, making the trip.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to have some friends coming out, my pops, and some family coming out, so it's
Extra motivation.
Good. Yeah, it's good that they get to, come out and watch me do my thing in person. So it's pretty cool.
Question for the coaches. What talking about his progress, what have you seen? What has he picked up? Obviously in his first 4 fights, he doesn't look like a fighter who has 4 fights. Looks very sharp, quick, strong.
I've been told that many times. I mean, he's just a hard worker. He's a workhorse, and what I expect from him, he gives more. He gives more than what I expect. So I always tell him, I'm always in his ear telling him, hey, look, the minute you get comfortable, it's all over with, just get comfortable, and every day you look better. And he has been. We go sparring, and people tell me, wow, this kid has gotten so much better than when I first saw him, So, I mean, he's learned a lot. His patience, his composure in the ring, his balance, his footwork is amazing. Yeah, so he's an all-around athlete.
So you've been in the game for a long time. You've been around a lot of fighters. What makes Alan special and unique?
Well, he's ours. He's our.
My Alan.
I mean, my bike's better than yours, right? My doll's prettier than yours. No, I mean, I know the work he puts in the gym, and I always tell him, right? I tell him no one outworks him. I always tell him no one outworks you, kid, and that's a motivation because there's sometimes I want to slack off because I'm just a little tired or I just want to, and I say, hey, let's just do this. He's like, no, and I'm surprised. So I'm just like, wow, this kid sticks to his workouts, his guns. He just sticks to it. And I mean, there's times that I'm exhausted, and he'll push me. And if he's not giving up, neither will I. So he's a workhorse. He's just special.
And Andy, you have very interesting and unique methods of working yourself. You can actually document the data, right?
Yes.
The progress. Can you describe that a little bit and talk about his progress in that sense from the data that you've gathered?
Yes, how I gather the data is just through a device that we measure velocities, the speeds at which certain weights he moves. So the goal is to make sure that he continually moves fast and explosive with higher weights because obviously heavier weight, slower movement, not so good for a boxer. But higher weight, faster speeds, okay, now we're looking at something a little more explosive, like even a more complete and involved athlete. And definitely with Alan, it's like big difference from the 17-year-old kid to now the 19-year-old young man right here in front of me. Is just all evolution. He adapts. He definitely adapts, getting stronger. His legs are getting stronger. His upper body gets stronger. Obviously, it's clear communication from Coach Gloria. She always tells me, hey, it's like, can we add a little more upper body strength? Hey, could we add a little more speed to his feet? And I adjust the program from there. And Alan's body just like, it's like a sponge. Like I tell him to communicate all this. Okay, we're going to do a little more speed, Alan. You got it, coach. And just really puts 100% into it. And his body just changes and adapts right to the program. And yeah, it's amazing things to see when you see like these couple of years, how his body evolved.
Do you ever have any? Sorry, go ahead.
Pretty soon, Andy's going to be banned from boxing because he has a secret weapon. It's not fair to other fighters.
He has a secret. And obviously, Coach Andy has worked with some of the biggest names of boxing. More recently, Jose Cepeda, he's had amazing knockouts, right? The Baranchik one obviously stands out, and the one against also Josue Vargas, that was very impressive and very satisfying, I'm going to say, as a boxing fan.
I think that was satisfying for everybody who watched. I'm like, yeah.
Were you surprised at all? Or are you too, Coach G, that you've seen Jose Cepeda work firsthand? Were you guys surprised at that first round KO
Ask
against
him
Vargas?
that if I was surprised.
Honestly, like to refer to what she means, she told me specifically, it's like Chon's just going to set up the timing. She's going to time Vargas's like lead hand, and he's just going to go right in between that timing and boom, stick the 1-2. And I'm like, okay, I expected that to happen maybe in like the 6th round, but it happened within the first minute 20.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh,
minute and a half.
there it is. That's what she said. And boom, just like knocked him like completely out.
I knew he was going to knock him out.
Yeah.
I told everyone.
One of my favorite fights of last year. It was a short one, but it was very satisfying, as I said.
You just kept replaying and replaying and replaying.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Alan, do you ever have any special requests to Andy saying, I want to get this part of the body stronger or anything like that? Or do you just trust them 100% and say,
No,
hey?
I mean, yeah, I trust them. You know, I let them do their thing. But like whenever I'm not in camp, like I text them, ask them for workouts. Like, hey, I wanna work on my lats, or like, hey, I wanna work on my chest, shoulders. You know, can you send me workouts? Like, he'll even send me workouts while if I'm in Kansas visiting. You know, I'll be working out while I'm over there. He'll send me workouts, but
Must be nice.
yeah, I mean, I do ask him. I do ask him a lot of questions. He's my strength and conditioning coach, and so I like to keep him involved. You know, with of course with my boxing and with how my body's feeling, and you know he's a smart guy. He knows a lot about the body, so I ask him questions, and you know he'll give me any feedback that he has or information that he can share with me. So, you know, I'm grateful to have that.
You ever have any recommendations for Coach G? I know she gets down in the kitchen, but...
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah, I'm always asking her to cook certain stuff. Yeah, you know, I like chicken tacos. With the lettuce wrap.
I basically pass out a menu at the table because everyone has their own special stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, I enjoy everything that she makes, unless it's seafood, then I won't eat it. But yeah, she don't make
Oh,
that. for
Only
me no
tuna.
more.
Only tuna.
Only
Okay.
tuna. I only eat tuna.
Well, let's talk about this facility. I mean, we're sitting here. You guys see it. What would you call this? A lobby area or?
This would be the upstairs lobby area. Right through these doors behind me is a physical therapy room, in which I treat all the fighters and obviously any clients that walk through those doors. But yeah, this is pretty much a comfort area just for fighters and clientele just to relax and unwind like before.
Podcast.
Sitting parents, podcast.
Yeah, very cool. This establishment is in the Boyle Heights area of Los Angeles. So brand new. You guys opened up about a month ago,
Yeah, 4
maybe a
weeks
little
ago.
longer.
4 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
4 weeks
Yeah.
ago.
How have things been around here? I know you guys stay busy, but
Yeah, it's amazing. We're here. They're here from morning till night. I'm here. I train the pros in the morning, and then I go home. Of course, I have to cook and do all the stuff, and then I get here about 4 or 5 o'clock, and I'm here till like 9 as well. But it's pretty busy. I mean, we have a good group of people. We're starting our own stable of fighters, amateurs, and pros. So
talk a little bit
It's
about
good.
that, about your role here. You have classes for children, for
Yes.
pros as well, amateurs.
yes, the pros they mainly train in the morning. And then we all go home, we do our thing. And then we come back around 4 or 5 o'clock, and that's when we have a flock of kids just coming in, So we have about 20 kids that came from the park over here in Boyle Heights. They were training in the park. We brought them into the program, and, half of them, they want to fight. So that was kind of the deal, work hard and we'll get you to fight soon. And we'll be throwing our own amateur shows,
Oh,
hosting our
nice.
own shows again. So
Nice.
I used to have a lot of shows before, so it runs pretty smoothly. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fun.
What's the best way for people to contact you guys if they want to train, whether it's strength and conditioning or boxing, amateur, professional, whatever level?
Yeah, so we have our Instagram. It's Young Champions. We also have the Elite Smith. You also have G Boxing. G Boxing.
Yeah.
They're at G Boxing. Coach G Boxing. Sorry. We have business cards, and our phone numbers are there as well. They can get a hold of us, message us, direct message us, and yeah, they'll get an answer within a day or two. Or within an hour.
Depends how busy
Yeah.
it gets here.
We get flooded with messages though.
Oh, yeah?
Mhm.
Oh, man, I bet. We had people on our YouTube channel and stuff, too, on
Yeah.
Instagram. How do we contact them? What's the phone number? And obviously, everything was still very, very new. So
Yes.
all that stuff should be up soon. Like Coach G said, follow them on Instagram. It's probably the best way,
Yes,
right,
that's the
of
best way right
contacting
now.
you guys. Andy, we want to talk a little bit about you, and we're going to have Coach Mark in a little bit as well. But can you guys describe a little bit of what you guys are doing here at the gym?
Well, for the main purpose for Gloria and I is just really give back to the community. This is why to be quite honest, and I've told this story a lot, and especially with Gloria, it's like kind of just like found this out of luck, this location. And when I communicated this with Coach G, she was just like ecstatic. She was just happy. It's like, you just found the best spot for a boxing gym. Not just the whole aspect of creating a boxing gym, is just to really serve the community. And I really got to see that being 4 weeks in and seeing all the kids, they came in, and these kids, they just talked to us like in a very friendly manner. And they all thank Coach G, myself, Coach Mark. They're like, hey, it's like, I really appreciate that you opened up a gym here, because if you didn't open up a gym here, it would still be on the street. And you know, God knows what would we be doing out there. And they're very, I've heard that so many times, and we've only been open for 4 weeks, but every single member that signed up said, hey, thank you so much for opening this. This is really like a godsend. So I feel that, and I feel very blessed. Coach G, I know she feels blessed every single second she's here. That, we opened this up for the community in Boyle Heights.
Young champion, young
Boxing. Young Champions Boxing.
Young Champions Boxing. All right, make sure to check them out. And of course, it's the home to Kid Kansas, February 26th, man. What can
Yeah.
we expect?
Expect the dope. outfit. Expect some dope tracksuits. Nah, just fine. You know, I'm gonna
For
go
the
out
ladies.
there. Nah, I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna go out there and perform. I'm an entertainer, you know. That's what I do. I'm in the entertainment industry, whether they want to call it that or not. But I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna entertain, and I'm gonna do my thing, and I'm gonna secure another victory and get right back into camp, you know, and just keep working, keep pushing, get ready for another fight date. You know, I work out hard. Well, actually, we work out hard. You know, it's a team thing. People don't realize that. They only just see the person inside the squared circle, but you know, there's much more going on in the backlights, and you know, they put in just as much work as I do with me, if not more. And you know, so you know, it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be pretty cool. I'm excited.
Pomona, California. If you guys haven't gotten tickets, man, make sure to get them before they sell out. I hear they're streaming the fights as well if you can't make it, so make sure to tune in. But describe, Alan, a little bit about that, just that journey from turning pro, moving over here to LA, working with these two, and now 4 fights in, going into your 5th.
So the journey started back in January.
2020.
Yeah, in 2020, we got into contact, and you know, pretty much I ended up making the move out here to California, and I was out here for like 6 months, 7 months before I even got close to having my pro debut, you know. And then I had my pro debut. I seen my body change within months, you know. I came to California. I was like 163, and I had my debut at 130, you know. And yeah, so you know, working with Coach G and Coach Andy and Mark, you know, it gave me a new vision of boxing, like you know, it brought around something new, like, because I got to see so much more, and I got to experience so much more while I've been here. And so, you know, it was cool. I had my first fight, and then I had my second fight, and then my third fight was when I had a first pressure fighter, someone actually coming towards me, you know. The first 2 fights, people were, like, backing up and stuff. Third fight, I actually had someone pressuring me, so I just outboxed them. And then my 4th fight, you know, I went off for months, came back, and my 4th fight, I was a completely different fighter. And so, you know, it's good because I know the work that we put in. It's, you know, it's all. He explains everything to me, you know, like anything that I'm doing, he's gonna explain what it's for, whether it's for my faster jab, faster body shots, stronger, you know. He explains it to me, so I put that into my head, and we just work. And you know, the whole time that I've been here, it's been cool. I love it. You know, I'm blessed to have this team that I have. Blessed to be in this gym that we got. It's a crazy journey. Like man, I'll probably write a book about it one day.
Hey, let's go.
But yeah, I'm very grateful, you know, and it's crazy because it's been 2 years now, but it's only the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
Yeah,
I love it.
So Alan, you've already had the experience in Mexico. Obviously, there's gonna be other fighters here making their U.S. debut. You're one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, what does it mean to Alan Garcia, you know, to have this moment? Like, what's going on in your mind, you know, knowing that there's people from other states coming to see you. There's people that couldn't go to Mexico locally here in California. You have a fan base growing. What does it mean for Alan to make that U.S. debut?
For me personally, it means just I get to impress that much more people. You know what I mean? I get to entertain that much more people. I get to bring out more fans, and I get to show people how hard I hit in person. You know, they're gonna hear them shots once they land. And I can promise that. Like, that's not even boxer talk. That's just me promising. You know, that they're gonna be able to hear them shots, and so, you know, it's exciting. But like I said, I'm gonna feel that energy for sure. So I'm just gonna use it to my advantage. Like, I go in there smiling. I go in there confident. You know, not cocky, but I go in there pretty confident.
Yeah. He's ready.
So,
the sparring that he's had is definitely like top level sparring.
Yeah, I'm always well prepared. You know, with my strength and conditioning, with my boxing, my eating, my mentality. It's always at the top of the game, and it just continues going up. Yeah.
Trust is a very important word in the sport. You have Coach G and Coach, Andy over here. How much do you trust them, or how important is that just to have that trust in these two individuals?
I trust my coaches a lot. I trust Coach G. I trust Andy, Mark. I trust them because they've got me to where they've got me. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm only 4 fights in, about to go for my 5th fight. Like, and I look spectacular. I was a decorated amateur, but like I'm out here sparring, superstars, and so now I trust them. I put my whole career into their hands. Obviously, as you can see, I'm out here in LA. I don't got nobody out here in LA other than them. So I trust them a lot. Like and it's easier to trust somebody when you see the progress of the work that they're putting into you. So when I can see the progress and I can feel it, it's like it's meant to happen. You know what I mean? So yeah, I trust them a lot. My career's in their hands.
Yeah. Obviously, the last time we saw you, a couple months back, you were a couple inches shorter. You're a little bit bigger now, a little bit stronger, a little bit faster. When you go back and you see the tape and you see those flashes, not to compare too much to the Chones and to, but we see flashes of that. Do you look at that, you're like, hey, I'm still growing into my body. There's still, stuff I'm going to do with Andy, with Coach. Do you just, do you have that foresight and you keep working, or how do you see that?
I just see it as I keep doing my thing. Like, I'm not focused on the future too much. I'm like, oh, I gotta fight in 3 fights. I gotta fight at 140 or any of that. I just keep working until, obviously my back's getting wider, my shoulders are getting bigger, my head's still big, but
It's some people good thing this isn't live. Last time they were over there talking about your big head and all this stuff, man. Kansas, y'all ruthless, bro.
They love my head, man. But I'm a 135 pounder. I'm a pretty good size 135 pounder. And I hear multiple times. I heard it again today from Brian Castaño's coach.
Yeah. Brian Castaño, we saw him today. We just moved him up to 135, so he's doing good.
He's at 135. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
This other guy, the other day we sparred Alan Garcia, and this guy walks up. He was like, "What weight do you fight at?" And we said 135. He was like, "Well, how do you even make that weight?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I'm walking around like at 140 something." He's like, "No way."
Yeah, they don't. People see my linebacker legs and they're like, "Nah, you're not making that weight." Yeah, I got the body of a Kardashian though. But.
Oh man, Rob Kardashian? I'm just kidding. All right, so obviously, physically, you're good. In the boxing gym, we know Coach G holds you down. Sparring-wise, who are some names that you've been preparing with for this upcoming fight?
So for this camp, I've done work. I'm actually multiple times. I sparred with Chon Cepeda. I sparred Ryan. I sparred Jose, my teammate. Hera.
Shout out to Jose Alvarado, man. He got that 9-0, right? Just got a victory out in Tijuana, Mexico. So felicidades, carnal.
Yeah, I've been preparing with my teammates and with these other big name boxers. Like I said, I'm more than ready. I'm confident. I'm just chilling. Waiting till I hit that scale, and then it's over with. Once I get to eat and stuff, it's over with.
Then the fun begins.
Yeah, then somebody got a problem.
So February 26th, very stacked card, man. There's a lot of young talent on that card. Why should they be on the lookout for Kid Kansas specifically? Why should they not sleep on you?
They should be looking out for me because, like I said it, before. I'll say it again. I'm an interesting fighter. I'm different. I got charisma. I got character, and I got character when I fight. Like
Speed.
I'm an interesting fighter. I make it fun for me and for the crowd. I'm pretty sure I make it not fun for the opponent, but I make it fun. It's gonna be exciting. I'm gonna wow a lot of people.
And he's got diamonds in his teeth. Why not pay attention to him?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. But it's gonna be. Like I said, it's going to be exciting. I
thought it was that Colgate, bro. I was like, dang.
Nah. Oh, yes.
Pretty whites.
Nah, but yeah, it's going to be a good one. So, just I can show you better than I can tell you.
Yeah. coaches, what can we expect from Alan this February 26th, coming up soon? Very soon.
One of the epitomes of athleticism, fast movements, reflexes, power, speed. So just expect to be, just like Alan said, expect to be entertained.
Definitely. And just to touch on that too, I'm always impressed when I see your videos, your stories, because Alan always looks crisp. We've seen videos of like when Leo Santa Cruz first started working, you were Jaime Munguia, and a lot of times they're getting used to the movements and the weights and all that stuff, but Alan, or maybe you just get like the very good shots, but
No, it's the phone. Everybody switch back to the droid.
but he always looks crisp
Yeah.
and strong and fast, so that's very impressive.
You know, it's one thing we focus on. Coach Andy and I, we always talk about his balance.
That agility.
I tell this kid, like, nobody's gonna beat your balance. The way you have your balance, you're gonna give a lot of people a lot of problems. You know, and his speed, his balance, he pushes off his back foot, and he just little half steps makes him miss, makes him pay. You know, hard to hit, easy to miss, and that's a lot of Andy's work. It's just like little stutter steps, and the footwork is very important. Of course, the defense too. You know, and the offense, but he's an all around fighter, and people are going to be very excited to watch and to get to learn who Kid Kansas is, and AKA Pretty Ricky.
Before we continue this interview with Alan Garcia, we wanted to make sure that we got our guy Mark in here. Andy had some words to say about you, and wasn't very nice, man. No, I'm just kidding. No, you'll
I
listen.
don't care what Andy says about you, you're still my guy. You're still my guy.
No, you'll listen to it. It might bring a tear to your eyes, man. But yeah, Mark, man, thank you for joining us. Andy didn't want to describe you as a Robin because he said you're his equal. You know, you guys put in a great amount of work out here. You guys have the respect of a lot of people as well. We've trained with you guys, and that bike. I know I couldn't finish one of the
Darth
That was
workouts.
the best experience you guys ever had.
It's called the Darth Vader.
Now we have two, so you guys can.
Oh yeah, competition. Yes, I like this.
Done.
All I know is like I'm pretty light skinned, but I was looking yellow by the time I walked out of that building.
Yeah, we're like, oh yeah, what's wrong with you? Turning colors over there.
But yeah, Mark, same question that I asked Coach G and Coach Andy. Describe your role a little bit here in this new facility.
Well,
Besides putting in like 15 hours a day.
I am the second head coach here in EC. I do most of all the top fighters, camps, and help Coach Andy and trying to get all these fighters out, trying to get them
prepared.
Get them prepared.
Amazing job.
Yeah.
How did you link up with Andy and Coach G?
I
Oh,
linked.
so yeah, that's a huge.
I linked up
story.
with them.
Yeah.
I linked up with them.
Yeah. It was. Damn.
Do you remember?
They were gonna fight in the parking lot. They started flexing, and I jumped the middle and said, "Hey, there's three badass people here. Let's just work together.
Let's work together.
Can't we all just get along?"
What was it? It was a long time ago.
Yeah, I remember. Pretty much, I was working with Leo Santa Cruz for I believe it was after his first Mades fight, and I was in the locker rooms. I was just washing my hands, and Coach Mark approached me and said, "Hey, it's like, are you the strength and conditioning coach for Leo Santa Cruz?" I'm like, "Oh, yes, I am." And he was, "Yeah." It's like, I know a friend of his, Martin Castillo. He's like, he wanted to do a little bit of training. I'm like, "Oh," it's like, at that time I wasn't too familiar who Martin was until Coach Mark like described who Martin was. Like, "Oh, whoa, he's a banda singer." I'm like, "Okay, yeah."
Oh, wow.
And from there, Coach Mark started to attend all the camps, and he started really he just made himself like, he wanted to be useful. I was like, "Hey, is it, you need any help like moving stuff?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I started helping with equipment setup, organization of the strength and conditioning program. And it got to a point where we built up like a good friendship, and I just saw with Coach Mark, it's like, this guy's here every single camp. He's not late, and he leaves when I leave. I actually just kind of sat down with him and said, hey, he's a Mark. He's like, do you want to maybe do some sort of apprenticeship, or is like, you want to learn? He's like, hell yeah. So I definitely want to try it. So I started like have him shadow me. He took notes, started studying. Just very slowly, I started giving him like, okay, I was like, run this program. I just did observation work, and he started to gain his own fighters. And from there, he was building that reputation. He's like, hey, he's like, who's that other dude? He's like, oh, he's just my assistant coach. And he's like, oh, okay. And so other fighters started slowly say, hey, he's like, can you train me? I said, yeah, absolutely. And Coach Mark started to build this reputation. And I'm very confident and also very honored to really say that Coach Mark does earn the head strength and conditioning coach, second head strength and conditioning coach here with the team with Young Champions Boxing. So
I agree.
yeah, he has his own stable of fighters, very successful, amateur and professional. They have great accomplishments. Their fights are entertaining, and he'll set the standard also for great strength and conditioning programming, because he is literally, if I had to make a clone of myself, that's Coach Mark. That's because he was there every single minute, and he studied every single program I designed, and he asked the right questions and just started programming. Yeah, he's here right now, just amazing strength and conditioning coach, and he definitely earned his title as a head strength and conditioning coach here.
I got something to add to that. When I'm very picky who works with my fighters. As a matter of fact, nobody really works with my fighters. When Andy can't train, or he's booked, or he's out of town, or whatever that be, I have confidence in Mark. He knows exactly what to do. He's his man's clone, you know. I haven't found one of those trainers, assistants yet for me, but I know they're out there. They just do not like taking instruction from women. I don't know what's wrong with you, man. But if anybody wants to be my assistant, let me know. You got to know your stuff, though.
We can't duplicate you, G. That's why. That's
true.
true.
Thank you.
You can't be duplicated.
Thank you. You know, I hear all around, it's like, oh my God, the knowledge you have in boxing, all the instruction you give. And I'm waiting for my Robin to come, you know? I'll be the Robin, you be the Batman. I'm just kidding. But
Just look for a fight in the parking
man,
lot.
I need
you know?
help.
It seemed to work out for these two
Shit,
gentlemen.
I got 4 fighters, and it's like, I need help. But let's see who comes in. Now that we got an amazing gym and an amazing team who wants to join our team.
So
we're taking in applications and interviews.
So I want to ask this question and all you guys can answer it however you like. What was your main goal with opening this facility? I don't know who wants to begin.
I can begin. So
He's gonna steal your
you're gonna
your
steal my
answers
line again.
I'm just gonna listen carefully.
I wanted to tear up, and I realized that those are my lines. Wait a minute. So to me, I see it like this. There was no original plan when we met and we teamed up as a team. We're going to open a gym together. There was no plan, right? Mm-hmm. About when COVID started, he started bringing me in, hey, I have an investor, and I have this guy, he's my partner, and we want to do this, we want to do that. And so I said, okay, well, I'll sit down and listen. And like I said, Andy brought me in, like, it wasn't like something was planned. It was just, we got it, boom. And then we just all fit
just
together.
Fell into a big, nice puzzle.
It's like Andy hypnotized us with his, like, you know, open a gym, like that movie Get Out.
Oh, okay. You
Hits
got the whole
the teacup, and then we
Except
just,
less
boom, we were in
creepy.
the gym training. I was holding pads, and I was like, what the hell am I doing here? No, but yeah, no, it's just we all agreed with Andy because we all believe in him. I believe in him, and I just want to let you know that I really believe in my partner, you know, and I trust Mark too. Mark's I call him when I vent because he just sits there and says, yeah, okay, yeah. And Andy, I don't want to bother him with my problems, so I just call Mark now.
Calls me.
You're equal as him, so it's same.
Yeah.
I filter to him first.
Mark,
Yes.
your main goal, like, what was the main thing that you wanted to or want to accomplish with this facility, and just all the programs as well?
I would say just, help the community, help all these young kids get out the street. Just having our own place, our own
Purpose.
gym, you know, just having our own, you know, gym where we could work and, you know, make champions, you know, and mostly get these kids out of the street. And now we have it, and now it's time to do it, you know.
Andy?
For myself, I was always a kind of a personal trainer, strength and conditioning coach. Started my career at about, honestly, 17 years old. I'm 35 now, turning 35, 34 now. But I started my career at 17 years old, and I had this, you know, the American dream. It's like, own your own business. You know, that's the only way to do it. So obviously started at a corporate level, working at a corporate gym, and just worked hard to see if, okay, one day I want to open up my own gym, like a nice little strength and conditioning gym. And I know, like, Coach G and Coach Mark are crediting me. It's like, oh, it's like I brought them in, but really it's like really seeing Coach G's abilities and being very impressed with her ability to, like, really teach, coach, and really her showcase in boxing skill sets and just teaching all of that. And seeing, obviously, like, Coach Mark's ability to really regurgitate all of the training programs that I've designed very intelligently. It really had me thinking of bigger pictures. Okay, I don't just need to open up a gym. It's like anyone can really open up a gym, especially when COVID started. It's like, all right, we've been bouncing around gyms, and anyone can open up a gym, but we need to open up something bigger in a sense where, like, it needs to cater towards the community. It needs to serve a purpose, serving a purpose in, like, a platform in which Coach G can really, like, expose to the greater audience, hey, it's like, this is my skill set. I can create champions from the ground up. And that's the platform right there with Coach Mark. So, hey, I was like, I can build champions from an athletic standpoint, and this is the platform. And it took them for me to understand, say, okay, it's like, it's more than a gym that we need. We need, like, a facility. It's like something that caters to everybody, that'll help everybody and give the opportunity to everybody to become a champion. And yeah, I give it up to them to, like, their influence that helped me really think even bigger than what I initially started when I was 17 years old.
Yeah. Coach Mark, I couldn't help but notice that you were smiling. You were very happy. I see you very happy.
I am.
Did you ever imagine being part of a team like this, a great team? And
Nope.
No?
No. I mean, it's like, I mean, I'm here working, you know, 14, 15 hours, and I'm never complaining. I'm always here, you know, smiling, laughing. Love my team. They're my family. You know, I'm like, you know, hearing Coach Andy talk, you know, good about me, it makes me feel good. You know, and Gloria, you know, I never thought I would be a part of an amazing team, and, you know, I'm very happy.
And for the people that are tuning in, Coach Andy actually worked me and Gio the most when we were doing our training sessions, and he worked us hard. We've mentioned this time and time again. It looks easy. Looks like anybody can do it, but it's not easy at all.
Not easy.
Come in and try it out.
Come in and try it.
Exactly. We'll be back. It got me into great shape.
Yeah.
I know Gio was like, you know, not right now. I gotta
Go off camera right now.
When I was doing it, it got me into really, really good shape. So I'm like, I was just telling Mark earlier, I was like, oh, without traffic, it's not too far from me. I was like, I think I want to come back. So I'll be back.
I'll be back.
But I remember
worked
Gio.
out with Andy one day. I do too one day. I swear I never wanted to call him back, but I said I have to because he trains my daughter. Damn it.
Hey. So I want to ask Mark, any personal experience that you had since the gym has opened that you'd like to share about, that you'd like to talk about?
Kids.
Yeah, kids, dude. Like, once we seen that, I mean, those kids that never been in a boxing gym, that never been in a ring, and when they came in, and I seen all their smile on their faces and in the ring, and then just knowing that now they're here, like someone came in here and started training, and then after, like, wait, you guys train Leo? Whoa, and they're like, oh man, what a coincidence! Now I'm here at you guys' gym, this and this. So that made me real happy, and then you know, seeing new kids coming in, and you know, getting trained, and you know.
We didn't realize we were that popular on Instagram.
Yeah.
Wow. I know our kids are, but not us, right? I know he's popular.
Yeah. And I know I posed this question to Alan, and I'll pose it to you guys. And how important is it to trust, and just to gel together? How important is that for a team success?
It's really important. It's key. If you can all communication is key. There's times where we all wake up, we all have our own problems, and our own things are going on in our lives. But at the same time, when those kids are in camp, you have to have positive energy. They get up in the morning. They all live with me.
Yeah.
They open the door. They sit up. I see their faces at 7 in the morning. I have to look at them and see what energy they brought to the table. And I have to have high energy, and it puts them in a better mood, So it's very important to communicate and stuff, and to be positive for our fighters to become that big team. It comes with trust. It comes with, it comes with everything.
Yeah.
Who do you trust more, Mark? I'm just kidding. You don't got to answer. He's looking around.
Put me in the spot.
It's called Against the Ropes for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, but thank you for
That
joining
was a low
us.
blow. First warning.
Oh, man. But thank you for joining us, Mark.
Thank you
We're
for
going to
having me.
continue the interview with Alan Garcia, but we wanted to make sure that we got every member of this team, man, because I know all you guys serve a purpose. All you guys have a role, and without the other, I'm sure it wouldn't be the same. So thank you for joining us, Mark.
Thank you for having me.
Any last shout outs that you want to send to the people before we get out of here?
Shout out to all the haters, man. No, I'm saying. Just want to say shout out to everybody that's been supporting us through, since we started. I want to shout out to my team. Shout out to Coach Gloria. Shout out to Andy, my sister. They've been with us and been through a lot of things. So shout out to them.
Where can people follow you?
AGNB Sports.
Yes, sir.
All gas,
no
no
gas.
breaks.
No breaks.
You know what it is. Before we close it out with Alan, of course, we want to mention the other guys who are also part of the team, man. We mentioned Jose Alvarado, El Karma,
El Karma.
or Don Chetos, as Coach G likes to call him. 9-0 now, undefeated, man. Describe that fight a little bit. Describe Jose as a fighter, as a winner, man. 9-0.
Describing him is just simple. World champion.
I'm pretty sure he understands that.
Yeah.
World champion.
It is cabrón. No. I'm everywhere I take him. Everyone gets excited. They stop what they're doing just to watch him. And every gym we go to, every gym, they tell us that you got something there. Your whole stable is sound. And they love him and they love Kid Kansas, but this kid is he turns heads and people stop hitting the speed bags, the punching bags, and they just I'm gonna start to charge, hey, it's pay-per-view stuff, He's pushing around the 140s, he's just amazing. He works very hard for them. And when I brought him to the table, we had video on him, and I said, look, this kid reached out to me. I showed, because me and Andy manage Alan, and I said, what do you think? And he looked, he goes, what do you think? I said, I think he's going to be a world champion. And he said, bring him. And I said, okay. So we brought him, and he's here. And when he took a first, they trained him the first day. And, he met Andy, and he says, that he asked for sparring. Today I will make you my son. And he just looked down oh, shit, okay.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So you tell him what his process was with you.
Or on the physical
How
side.
did he impress you?
Well, to kind of piggyback off what Gloria said, it's I never. Okay, let me rephrase that. It's I'm just completely mind-boggled and impressed with Coach Gloria's eye, because she's never wrong about a fighter. It's that's why it was really easy for me to say yes to Jose, because hey, Coach, it's can I have 5 minutes? Yeah, sure. Showed me videos. What do you think? I'll never have Coach G's eyes. It's impossible. But he looked impressive. And I'm and in my head, I'm it doesn't matter what I think. That's why I said, what do you think? And she's world champion. Got it. Bring him. Whatever it takes. That's why I'm just always impressed with Gloria's eyes. It's amazing. But when Jose came into camp, yeah, just amazing work ethic, just a workhorse. literally like, wow. It's like this kid's like good. It's like really good. And I saw him spar under Coach G's eye. And I'm like, whoa. It's like from what I saw in his fight to what Coach G was like teaching Jose, huge difference. And he's like a sponge once again, like a sponge, adapted, and just a natural fighter. And I'm like super impressive with this guy. Jose is just definitely another level again. Other than Alan, yeah, another level again.
Different breed.
Wow. What are some of the physical characteristics that from Jose that you've seen, Mark?
I mean, Jose, obviously, when Coach Gloria showed us a video of Jose, I was amazed. I was like, wow, this guy is fucking, a little pit bull. Fucking comes in and stays, and, and obviously the training that he had, but, I mean, obviously with our system, and we were, and yeah, when he came in, he was, coming in and straight, let's go, let's work, and then within time, I just like, damn, we're creating a monster,
We're in trouble.
Yeah, he was going to the gyms, and this little guy coming in, boom, moving the bag back and forth. I'm like, wow, and him throwing the medicine balls, and we're, I think we had the radar, right?
Mm-hmm. You had the radar gun.
Yeah, he I think it was at
A speed like a heavy
speed.
I have a radar gun that
Yeah.
I measure and collect data with medicine ball throws, and just by comparison, it's like Jose Chon Cepeda. He clocks in with a 6-pound medicine ball around like 38 miles per hour, and this is a 140
And
pound.
that's good.
Yeah, that's
Excellent.
really like, then obviously
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Chon's knockout power.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
wanna
this is a
get with that.
140 power, a 140 pounder fighter, and we have Jose. He's a 126 fighter.
Yeah, 130, 126.
130, 126. He was clocking at 34 miles per hour, only a 4 to 2 mile per hour difference from Chon Cepeda. So it's usually from 126, 130, they should be clocking in at like 28 to 30. No, he was clocking in like 34, 32. I'm like, wow, this kid's throwing some rockets right now for his weight class. So that was pretty impressive.
I'm sure you feel it on the mitts, right?
Oh, man, I have a dislocated neck, and I chipped my tooth. And I'm not even lying. I chipped my tooth. Yeah, I'm like, it's going to be all worth it. And the kid trusts me so much, and that's like, it's a blessing. It's like, Alan trusts me so much. He trusts me with his life, and he always told me, I trust you with my life. And when he saw Alan trust me, when he saw me at the fights and I was meeting and I fought Alan, he said, I need to get with her. I need her to train me. So we reached out. He reached out to me. I reached out to him. And, like, I've taught him, he was already a sound fighter, but he needed the all-around. He needed the footwork. He needed the waist movement. Because he's, like, just like that. You tune him up and he just goes.
Yep.
Just a warrior. Like, someone's gonna get knocked out here. So, and, I mean, now that I've been working with him on footwork and dropping and hitting the body, rolling underneath, and we only do mitt work, what we're going to throw in a combination. And I kept repeating this one combination, and that's what he knocked the guy out in the second round with. So it was amazing.
Vicious KO, man. Check it out if you haven't already. Make sure to follow him as well. Seems like a great guy.
Yeah.
Very humble.
Very humble.
I think I've only met him once or twice, but very humble. And he was obviously very
Yeah.
grateful with you guys after.
Makes
after this
everyone
fight.
laugh.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Make it quick.
It's important. The first time I saw him was at one of Alan's fights, and I
Yes.
was in the stands, and I just remember like his fight just caught my eye, the way he fought,
Yes.
the way he finished the guy off, and more importantly, after the fight, how he talked to the audience.
Yes.
I was like, that kid is humble. That kid
Yes.
is gonna be a fan favorite. I like that kid, and I think after you're the one who told me like we're gonna
He
work with
reached
them.
out to me, yeah.
And I remember, like, I don't think you remember this, but I remember, like, oh, he's gold.
Yeah,
like,
he's good.
this kid is something. I messaged you. I was like, this kid is something special.
Yeah, he is.
And so, like, you put in with Andy and with you guys. Oh, my goodness. Like,
We're going to be banned from boxing.
but yeah, no, a very great, stable, great team.
Thank you.
Jose is going to, he's going to be something for sure.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll continue. I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the podcast with Alan Garcia. Once again, thank you, Mark. And we'll see you soon, man. All right, so February 26th, do not miss it. Kit, Kansas. Alan Garcia, man, promising us entertainment, right? Entertainment. Any last words, man, before we let you go? We know you still got some work to do. This is all an all-day thing for you guys, man. You guys live boxing, so we know you're busy, you got things to do after this right here behind us in this gym. So any last thing you want to say to the people before we let you go?
Just want to say, I appreciate everybody supporting me. Like I said, like 9 months ago, I didn't think I was going to be lacing up a pair of boxing gloves again, but, I'm back at it. I'm back and I'm better. I can truly say that I'm back and better, And so I'm grateful for everybody that's been supporting me and kept supporting me, and for all my new fans and all the people that come out supporting me. I appreciate it. Just, stay tuned. I want to say thank you to my team because, it's been only 2 years, but it's been a hell of a ride, and we still got a few more decades to go, So it's gonna be hectic, But we love the violence. So February 26th, stay tuned. Going for 5-0.
Let's get it,
that, baby.
Let's get it. He's 4-0 right now, 3 knockouts. So stay tuned, man. It's gonna be entertaining. I have one last question for you. What would right now current 19-year-old Alan say to the 16, 17-year-old boy who was thinking about making the move out here to LA and training with Coach G and Coach Andy?
Move out here faster, man.
Don't waste any more time. Get out there.
I'd tell my 16-year-old self, to quit BSing around and to get because I wasn't the best kid, I was a little menace, but everybody's goes through their phases in life. So I was a little menace. I just told myself, to chill out and take my boxing more serious, and just to put my all into it. I always loved the boxing, but I was just out there doing my street things, like, you know what I mean. I was just out there doing my street things. I was hanging around the wrong people and stuff, but I just tell myself to get my head on straight and just tell myself to cherish everybody and every moment that you got, because just life is life. So
yes, sir. Very well said, man. I'm sure a lot of the kids from this gym will be listening to this, and I'm sure that's gonna be very refreshing to their ears and also their parents, man. Also their parents. So thank you for joining us once again. I'm sure we're gonna do this many, many times.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For the next couple decades, right?
Yeah.
With Coach G and Coach Andy. And thank you guys also for allowing us to do this here at your gym.
We appreciate
always
you
a pleasure.
guys being here and the support you guys give us and the exposure you guys give us. We appreciate you. You guys followed us all the way to Mexico. How could we not appreciate you guys?
Yeah.
You guys are always there for us, and we appreciate that. We really do.
Thank you, Coach G. Thank you, Andy. We know you stay busy, but thank you for making an appearance for all the people as well.
When I hear you guys are coming, like, all right, what I got to drop to make sure I'm in their interview. Good.
Nice shirt, by the way.
Oh, yeah. It's awesome, right?
It's like that Spider-Man meme.
These are two very wonderful people.
Give him an excuse to flex. Just flex. Rip out of the shirt, Andy.
He puts it on our Bengals.
Yeah. Right. Everyone wants to buy a T-shirt right away now.
He's taking ladies, sorry.
Yes, a beautiful woman.
Send some last shout-outs. We'll start with you, Coach G, and then we'll move to where you're left.
First of all, I want to shout out Against the Ropes podcast.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to Alan for always being the best athlete that he can be for our team. Coach Andy is like, he's the brother, the nephew, the son, I'm blessed to have him. Shout out to Mark, Fabrice, just all the people that support us and all the sparrings that we've had, all the friends, people checking in on us and people following us when we fight and just sharing and congratulating us all the time. And we just shout out to everybody out there listening to this podcast.
I'll give a shout out to all the haters and all the losers, because y'all going to take it L.
We know y'all watching.
Yeah, for sure. I want to say shout out to my team. I appreciate them. And they know that, and I'm sure they know that I put working with them every single day. So, I do appreciate you guys. I want to say thank you to you guys, for following me. Even before I made my debut, y'all had me on your podcast, so that means a lot. Big shout out to my teammates, the ones that were in camp with me, and just big shout out to everybody from Kansas and here in LA that, you know, support me and keep it pushing. And, you know, they're always showing love. It's gonna be crazy. It's only up from here. There's only know one direction. You know, I'm like a broken GPS. So you know, I wanna just a big shout out to all my sponsors. It means a lot. This fight's gonna be a fantastic fight. It's gonna be a very, very, very well fight.
Hey.
And, you know, like I said, I let my hands do the talking. I'll show you more than I can tell you.
Hey.
Well, shout out to you guys, Against the Ropes podcast, Against the Ropes boxing. You know, you guys have, you know, followed us for a very long time and interview after interview. So really appreciate you guys. Obviously, Alan, Coach G. Without them, it's like I'm nothing. You know, it's like they really they're the foundation of everything. Like Alan always comes in, brings his 100 in every single camp, and he shows it in every fight. He's going to show it in this fight too. That's coming up. Coach Gloria just brings in her 100 all the time. Her dedication shows in with the kids, with the pros, with the amateurs, anybody. Just anyone that walks through those doors. So really shout out to Gloria and her efforts too. Coach Mark too. He's been my right-hand man, my kind of I don't want to say Robin, but he's because he's just my equal. He's great strength and conditioning coach also. So I'm proud to have him as part of the team. Shout out to Fabrice also. He's Coach Gloria, Fabrice, they were the main people that made this whole thing come to life, really. It's really the main people that made all of this come true. And shout out to everybody, all the supporters, who listen to podcasts, who follow G, follow Lon, follow Mark, follow myself. Thank you all for just supporting us and who continue to support us. Future supporters, we always show love to that, and we give our 100 to everybody.
Yeah.
Can I go back and start my shout outs again? Because he just stole all my lines. Yeah, it's what he said. Without him, this would not have happened.
Nice. As for me, just anybody that's tuning in, come out, watch this young man do what he does best. You know, like he said, he likes violence, but it's going to be a very concentrated.
No, I don't like violence. I love it.
Don't get him started.
It's going to be Coach G's work, Coach Andy's work, all coming into one. It's more than just a U.S. debut. It is the story of a young man. You know, I know we didn't get too much into it. Like Gio said, we'll have many more podcasts, but this man has gone through a lot in the past year and a half, and he's going to put it all out, and it's going to be an event and a moment that his family and his fans need. And so I know he's going to put in a show.
Well, his last fight, it was a pretty big card. It was a title fight as well. It was really good, a great place, but it was in Mexico. He had over 1,000 people in his life watching him fight. So I think they're in for a treat. You know, he's gonna perform very well for them.
February 26th, Alan Garcia. Also, Gerardo Garcia is on that card as well, right?
Unfortunately, we had to pull him out. He had an injury.
Oh, okay.
Sparring injury. So it happens. You know.
So all eyes on you, Alan. Kid Kansas.
It's his stage.
Don't miss it. It's their U.S. debut, man. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to follow them. All their links will be in the description. Make sure to hit up the gym, man. Great facility. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm sure we'll have more coming soon.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Peace.
Michael, you already know I'm a fun guy.
Hola amigos, soy Juan Francisco Atrás. Quiero mandar un saludo para mis amigos de Contra las Cuerdas. Échenle muchas ganas. Un abrazo.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. You know what mine is? Let's box, bitches. It's almost fight night.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you for the support. Keep doing your thing. You're doing a great job. So thank you and best wishes.
Huge shout out to Against the Ropes.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you guys for the interview and hope to see you guys soon.
Against the Ropes, always doing the right thing.
Shout out to Against the Ropes, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, taking the time out y'all day.
Against the Ropes, #1.
Freddie Roach.
Thank you very much.